Accra, known for its noise experiences, is relatively quiet during the ban on drumming and noise making due to the Homowo Festival. Churches relying on musical instruments and public address systems often violate the directives. The Christian Council of Ghana is actively engaging its members, urging them to adhere to the ban to promote peaceful coexistence. It also aims to seek clarity from the Ghana Traditional Council regarding the conflicting statements with the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs.
We usually educate our members on how to observe the directive. So we ask them not to do open-air crusades or do dawn broadcasts and so on, things that will obviously be regarded as making noise in public, that they should observe all their worship activities within their congregations, within the sanctuaries, the temples of their congregations. And then, of course, because of the ban on noise making, it should not be too loud. So that's the kind of education we send out to them. And then we also kind of talk to the people who go around trying to implement the ban to also be a little tolerant with members who may not be observing it to the letter. Sunday will be the first time members are going to. But I'm telling you what the council thinks about what is happening. So I'll clarify the issue with the Traditional Council and also the Ministry of Chieftaincy. And then it will mean that when we are clear on what is demanded, we send same message to our constituents, our congregants.
The Ghana Charismatic Bishops' Conference expects its members to observe the ban in their areas of operations despite the ambiguous directives to avoid conflicts with the task force enforcing the traditional authorities' orders. Reverend Kwesi De is the General Secretary of the Ghana Charismatic Bishops' Conference.
I think the Charismatic Bishops' Conference, like I said, we've got churches right across the country in the first place. So different areas have slightly different ways of operating. Even in the what you will call the Greater Accra area, the different traditional councils have different ways of applying these. So our general leaning is for churches in their particular area to work as closely as possible with the authorities there and to find the most peaceful, amicable ways to coexist. So what happens in Gamashi will be slightly different from what happens in the Teshi area or the Tema area. And those differences, specific pastors, specific denominations in those particular areas will respond as deemed fit. But we're a law-abiding church. The issue of noise making is not entirely a traditional issue. It's very much a bylaw issue as well. It's something with the different denominations that form part of the Bishops' Conference have generally abided with. And I think it's something we can continue to work with. For us and the conference in particular, this is not entirely a new thing. I think there have been ways and molds where these things have held in the past. There have been churches in our denomination, in our conference, that have been attacked in the past. And I think the lessons have been learned. And I don't expect that this year we will not be able to learn the right lessons, implement the right things, and ensure that the peace and the coexistence between the different faiths and the different beliefs does not hold. So I expect that you will see the peace continuing this year. I expect that there will be understanding. The churches will operate the way they expected in their particular locales, and we should not see the breakdown of the good neighborliness between the traditionalist and the Christian churches.
Reverend Jonathan Kwesi Etuya, head pastor of the Tesano Baptist Church, confirms that preparations are underway to observe the ban on drumming and noise making. Some musical instruments have been put aside, although midweek services at the church remain affected.
For us, we've started adhering to the ban in large measures. We don't only meet on Sundays, we also have weekday services. Indeed, we've also started 3 weeks of evening meetings as part of our fasting and prayer program leading to Pentecost. So we started meeting, but when the news came, we decided to revise our notes. So, for instance, if you come to our meetings, we sing, but we are not playing the drums, and we are using the best way that we can. Before drums and other instruments of worship came, we were worshiping God with our voices, and the voice is not banned. So that's what we are using now to be able to praise God and generally be at peace with our landlords of the city. What we have also done also is for a few places, even when we are using our voice and things on Sunday, because a lot more people will gather, to also close the windows and to ensure that, as much as sound is contained. But we've told ourselves that we are having service without the playing of drums for the next 3 weeks in all our chapels. And the word has gone and we are complying. And on Sunday and all the other Sundays, we'll comply, yes.